Chris Paxson, co-author of No Half-Truths Allowed, Understanding the Complete Gospel Message, and co-founder of Proverbs 9:10 Ministries, along with Rose Spiller, who you met last week in the introductory videos for our book. Rose and I also host a podcast together called No Trash, Just Truth, which you can find on all major podcasting sites. And if you're interested, you can check out our ministry website at proverbs910ministries.com. As Rose said last week, we usually teach together, but right now we're separate. She's traveling with her husband to see her kids and her grandkids, and I'm in Pennsylvania where I live with my husband, and we are empty nesters except for our 4 cats. And Rose and I are also separated by coronavirus right now, but we're hoping to be together by May 8th because that's the launch date for our book, and we're going to have an online launch party that we would love to have you be a part of. You can find out more information about that under events right here on this page. And if you like what you're hearing in these videos and you want to find out more, you can click the Shop Now button at the top of the page, which will take you to our Amazon page where you can buy the book or its companion study guide. Both are also available at christianbook.com, Barnes & Noble, or on other major retailers. Now, getting back to the book, today I want to talk to you about Chapter 3, and I would like to start by reading you an excerpt from that. When you think of God, how do you picture Him in your mind? What do you think He's like? And what do you think He thinks about you? What's He thinking when you do something good? More importantly, what's He thinking when you do something bad? What exactly are your thoughts about how God views sin? And what is sin really? Certainly that can't mean your little mistakes or slip-ups that happen on a regular basis, can it? Let's be honest. You might have gossiped about your neighbor this morning and yelled at the kids and maybe even the cat all before breakfast. But you're not as bad as a lot of people in the world. You're not an axe murderer or anything. And what went wrong in the first place? Why do people do bad things? We're all born innocent, aren't we? Who taught us to do bad things? Who taught us to sin? Does the devil make us do it? Is he sitting on one shoulder with God or an angel on the other, both trying to coax us to make the choice that suits their side? And why does any of it matter, since most of us are pretty good people? In the end, for most of us, the good and bad we do probably all equals out in God's eyes, doesn't it? Well, in Chapter 3, Rose and I talk about these questions. We talk about why God created us, what went wrong in the world, and why it still affects every single person even today. If you remember from last week, Rose explained that God is perfectly holy in every single thing He does and in all of His attributes. In Chapter 3, which I'm talking about today, Rose and I explain exactly what sin is. And that explanation shows why it separates us from God and also makes us deserving of His wrath and His punishment. Our sin also does one more thing. Our sin makes us totally spiritually dead and unable to help ourselves in any way, shape, or form to have our relationship fixed with God. So, do you believe that even the smallest sin makes you deserving of God's wrath and punishment? Or do you believe that hell is reserved for the Hitlers and the Sadam Huseinnes of the world? Are you dead or alive? Find out. See you next time.